Hey there everyone, it's Joe from Ainslie's Gold Silver Standard Insights, brought to you by goldsilverstandard.com and ainslieBullion.com.au. It's TA Tuesday, where I take a look at the price of gold, silver, and one of the cryptos too. Today we're looking at the big boy Bitcoin, but that's at the end. Let's go straight to gold. It's gold on the weekly time frame here, priced in US dollars. You can see right down here, bottom right, 1,665 US dollars currently. We're using the tradingview.com website. Let's put some indicators on. We have the relative strength index here and some simple horizontal lines indicating support and resistance levels. So let's quickly see where we've come from in the last 7 days. We were at about 1,700 US dollars last time I did a video last Tuesday, which is right about here. Had been talking about this level of $1,720. It was a failed move to break above. We saw it as resistance. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. Failed to break above, fast move in the opposite direction. And I've just put in, it wasn't in last week, I just put in this support line right here of a line in the sand of $1,655 that we need to hold before we say, we're heading down further. So if we break 1655, significantly that is, if we come down here, I'm going to be suggesting in the next weeks and possibly the following month that we might be, non-financial advice, heading down to the next key level of $1,560. Am I saying it's definitely going there? No, not at all. But just in case we do break below that support level of 1655, 1560 is my next target. Why is that? A couple of reasons. You can see it's a major resistance line right there. It was major support back in, the 2011 to 2013 days right there, and a major level of resistance right here. Also, the fact that on the weekly time frame, with the relative strength index, we've yet to visit, even though we're in oversold territory, we've yet to visit extremely oversold territory right here. The last time that we did, and you eventually always do come back to extremely oversold or extremely overbought, was the last time we were there was August of 2018. It's due for one pretty soon. And so on balance of probability, again, if we do not hold 1655 and we break down, then I would suggest 1560 is the next level. Because of that, we have yet to visit, we haven't visited for a while, the extremely oversold territory, and the direction has definitely been heading down. We had this little relief rally here, a tiny little relief rally here, but trend is moving down, and eventually we will come into extra oversold, extremely oversold. Is it going to be in the next few weeks, month or so? Quite possibly, I should say. What's the other reason? Let's take a look at the monthly time frame and the direction we've been moving in since, topping out back in July of 2020 at 2,075 US dollars, topping out here. The trend has been moving down because we were in extremely overbought territory, so we tend to revisit oversold territory. And on the monthly time frame, we're still on the way down. We're not showing a sign of turning the corner just yet. So that's my other reason for thinking that we may be heading down a little bit further. Again, not financial advice, and this is not Ainslie's opinion. It is my personal opinion. But if we go gangbusters, if we hold 1655 as support, what are the next key levels we need to look at for resistance? Definitely you want to break above the 1700 level and keep that as support. So that's your first little good news right there if we do that. And then of course breaking above and holding the 1730 level. Next resistance points above there are 1785. And then you've got these ones. You can just pause the video and see those ones moving higher. But definitely in the interim, you've got to break 1700 and hold that, and definitely have to break 1730, and that becomes support preferably. So that is gold. My bias is to the downside in the next week and month or so. But I could be absolutely wrong, and you know what? I would be happy to be, because I hold the precious metals too, and I only want to see it go up. Unless you're hoping to get some more, then you do want to see it go down. But, in general, up is better. So that is gold. Let's take a look at silver on the daily time frame. In the last 7 days, we have seen the move up to over $21. So I had this resistance line right here, $21. It was a failed move to really break much higher and keep support. So oftentimes from a failed move is a fast move in the opposite direction. And we have the support level still holding so far, or actually not tested yet, of $19.40. It's coming really, really close to it. If we break $19.40, I would see $18.80 as the next level of support, but breaking $18.80, then I would suggest that we're going to sail through $18.20 and then be back down making new lows. So where's my new low? Again, I have all these drawn in, so if you want, you could probably just pause this video and look at my targets moving lower and my targets moving higher. But silver is a little bit more interesting because on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame, unlike gold, the trend looks like it's starting to move up. So you see we're in extremely oversold territory right here back in July of this year. We actually saw a dump below there, right there to 1770, but the trend on the RSI at least looks like it's starting to move higher. So I'm a little bit more positive with silver, but look, in general, where gold goes, silver tends to follow, but maybe it just won't follow as hard. So technically it might outperform gold, even though it's still going down. But I don't want to be a doomsdayer, but those are my targets moving lower, and I can tell you those are my targets moving higher. Just pause this video. Let's go take a look at the monthly. Okay, see, different thing here. See, on the monthly time frame, the direction has been definitely moving lower. So from extremely overbought back in August of 2020 and all the way back down. A little blip here, this relief rally. On balance of probability, I'm going to say, like gold, very likely heading, more than a 50% chance, heading down further to come closer to this oversold territory on the RSI. You could actually even call, because we have yet to, the last time we were in oversold or extremely oversold territory in the silver price was back in, this is on the monthly time frame. Have a look at this. On the monthly time frame, the last time we were in extremely oversold territory is back in 1991. Wow. Okay, so that's a really long time between drinks. But as you can see here, you can see this support level on the RSI. Can you see that? So that's at around about your 35, 36 level. So it's been a long time since we've broken that 35 level. So could that actually act as support right there? Yeah, quite possibly. So maybe we need to see a breaking of support on the relative strength index of 35 to then say, oh, we're definitely going down into extra oversold territory. But because gold, my bias is to the downside in the next few weeks and month or so, I'm going to say the same for silver, because where gold goes, silver tends to follow. So what would negate that? As I said before, holding that as support, $19.40, and then breaking above and holding above, and then keeping it as support of the $21 level. Let's see what happens in the next 7 days. That is silver. Where do you think the price is going to go in the next week or two? Do you think we're heading down further? Do you think we're going to break up from here? Do you think the silver squeeze will continue? Let me know your thoughts. Post a comment below. So that is gold. That is silver. Let's take a look at the big boy, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at it on the monthly time frame. This is probably the most relevant. Let's see. Of course, we have been, and we were in, I should say, extremely overbought territory when we topped out. And that wasn't even the top out, but when we came up to that post or over $60,000 level, we started trending down and then had a little bit of a relief rally as such, and technically made a second high to that $69,000 level. And since we've been certainly trending down on the relative strength index, certainly room to move lower. And if you can take a look at this on the monthly time frame, let me get rid of this right here. We all know we're in a bear market currently. It's just how far down we've got to go, how long this bear market is going to take. Now, some people believe that we're in a cycle which is going to end pretty soon, around sort of the first half of November is where some people, or between sort of November towards the start of December, is where the cycle ends and then we begin a new cycle. I don't have an opinion on that either way. It's just some chatter that I've been hearing. But if that's the case, then we certainly have some room to move down before we bottom out, and the clear indicator for me right here, because we're definitely, I don't think this is going to hold at the $19,000 level. I think if we break down further, it's going to be this $14,000 level probably at its maximum. I'm not a 10K really bearish person on Bitcoin. I think 14,000 is definitely going to be your lowest, particularly if this does come to the end of the bear cycle in your sort of November, December kind of time frame. This is on the monthly time frame, so you only got a couple of candles left. So a move down to 14,000, definitely not out of the realm of possibility by, say, the start of December. And in this window, if you are buying Bitcoin, and again, we don't give financial advice, the question becomes then, do you wait? Are you a waiter? Are you waiting it out for this $14,000 level, or do you just start dollar cost averaging from around this kind of $19,000 level? And if it goes down more, you buy some more. If it goes down more, you buy some more. And if it hits that 14,000, then you just load up the truck. We here at Ainslie, and I think I can speak for Ainslie on this one as a company, we do like dollar cost averaging. We think that's a smart way to do it, rather than, holding just in case it gets to there. And what happens if it doesn't? And then you're having to buy at higher prices. So averaging your cost over time, buying regularly. And we're talking about silver and gold as well, and all the precious metals, and also crypto as well. Maybe it's better not to wait for the perfect price and hold all your cash and wait for this perfect wick down to the $14,000 level. Maybe consider buying a little bit now, a little bit if it hits further down, a little bit if it hits further down. Average your cost down over time. But I would say anywhere between here and here, and maybe I will just even draw that in. Actually, no, I won't worry about that. I'll just put a line. Somewhere between here, this range, and this range right here, I would suggest that's your buying window, your buying opportunity between now and $14,000. That I'm not going to do some blue sky thinking for Bitcoin just yet. We'll talk about, Bitcoin price predictions for 2023 and for the next 2 years and for the next cycle. We'll talk about that later on, but we just need to see this cycle play out. So what do you think? Are we heading down further? Are you a 10K bottom person? Do you think we're going all the way to 10K? I don't think that is, but I don't think we will. But if you disagree, post a comment below and tell me your reasons why. I'd really like to know. 14,000 it is for me. Great buying opportunity in Bitcoin, and of course in gold and silver too. Just average your costs in, because I think for the future, precious metals and crypto are looking good for the next years ahead. Hit that like button if you agree with me. Of course you do, so hit that like button. And of course what I want you to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. So head over to youtube.com/Ainslie Bullion to hit the big red subscribe button. Join us here. Our very informative videos 5 days a week, our weekly specials on a Wednesday. We have our product spotlights on a Monday, our almost daily insights videos based on the morning's news that we post on the Ainslie website, and of course my TA Tuesdays. And if you're liking it, please share it around as well. That's it for TA Tuesday. My name's Joe, and as we say at the end here, balance your wealth in an unbalanced world. Take care, and we'll speak to you soon.